Hey guys, Ash here again at Flight Sim Reviews, and today I just wanted to do my first product review of the Saitek X52 Pro. This is a great HOTAS joystick. Of course, that means hands-on throttle and stick combo from Saitek. It's definitely worth your time if you're interested in such a setup. It's running right at about $169 at Amazon at the time of this review, and I cannot recommend it enough. So anyways, let's get started. Once you get it out of the box, it'll come with the joystick, the throttle, a serial cable to connect the two, and a USB cord, which will of course go into your laptop or computer, whatever you play FSX on. So anyways, it's first off the driver disc. I never use driver disc, guys. Typically the software is always out of date on them. They usually press them all at once early in the life of the product, and then they just keep throwing in old driver discs. So I don't even bother with these. I hold on to them just in case, but I don't use them. So it's still here. If you have really poor internet, maybe you can get some good out of the driver disc, but there's definitely newer software than usually resides on a driver disc. So hold on to it, but I wouldn't bother with it. I have noticed that Saitek's website downloads are very slow. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and connect the joystick and the throttle with the serial cable. It's pretty simple. There's just a port on the back of each. And I'll go ahead and plug it into my computer so you can see the LEDs and some of the functionality of the stick. Alrighty guys, there's the stick lit up. It has a full LED suite on it. They're green right now. In the software, which I will cover in another review, you can change the lighting to any color you want on any button. So if you want one button red, one orange, one purple, one pink, one green, one violet, whatever, you can totally customize this lighting on this stick to your personal taste, which is kind of a handy thing. It's pretty bright in here. I will tell you that the stick looks really great on your desk if it's dark in your room and you got the surround sound up, flying your heavy or flying your jet. Of course, a HOTAS system is probably more set up for a fighting sim like DCSA-10 or Lock-On, something like that. But I do use this as my primary stick in FSX, even to fly jets. It's not the most realistic thing, but I'm very comfortable with the stick. Just so you guys know, this is my old stick, guys. I've had this one for over 2 years, and it still works like it's new. Everything about the Saitek stick is very high quality. The plastic is very nice, and then you can see they have little details. It has suction cups on the bottom, so it sticks to your desk as long as you have a smooth surface. Saitek X52 Pro is embossed into the brushed aluminum, and then it's enameled. Everything about the stick is really high quality, guys. It's not cheap plastic. It's held up great over the years. This is, of course, not a review sample. It's my mainstay joystick I'm reviewing here, guys. So it speaks very highly of Saitek that it can go for so long. So first off, I want to start covering the joystick. The joystick is pretty standard fare. I have smaller hands. It's, of course, set up for a right-handed guy. I wouldn't even try it with a lefty. Anyways, guys, it fits my hand very well, but my hands are smaller. One of the things that helps the fitment on the X52 Pro is that if you loosen this screw, you can raise or lower this base plate up or down, as well as the pinky switch. And that allows the stick to comfortably fit your hand, because as you guys know, there's nothing worse than a stick that doesn't fit your hand. You get a hand cramp after an hour, or it just feels so cheap you feel like you're going to break it. That's definitely not the deal with the X52 Pro. As far as buttons, guys, you have an 8-way hat, another 8-way hat, a C button, B, and A, and then you also have a pickle switch. Is that what I would imagine you would use it for on a combat flight simulator, and when you flip it up, it goes from green to red. So that's kind of a cool touch. And of course, if you're new to Saitek joysticks, this is your mode switch. So you'll see red, purple, and blue. That's mode 1, 2, and 3, which is reflected on this LCD down here. And what that does is change the mapping of all the buttons in the software that comes with the stick. So if this is flaps up one increment, you could program it to something totally different in mode 2 and then totally different in mode 3. So basically, all the buttons on the stick can be programmed for 3 different things depending on what mode you're in. So maybe this is ground ops, maybe this is in flight, maybe this is landing. I don't know. That would be up to you, but it's very, very handy that you can just use your thumb and swap roles. So if you need more functions on your MFD or whatever. It's a dual spring stick. It's probably a little slack since I've used it for 2 years, but it still centers well. It's still nice and tight. It does have a yaw function for rudder control, which is a nice thing if you don't have pedals. Also, if you do have pedals, there's a tiny little tab down here that hopefully you can see. It's chrome. If you pull that out, it locks the stick from yawing. There's a little bit of play there because I've had it for a long time, but it doesn't allow the stick to yaw, so you have to use your rudder pedals. So it just makes it a little more realistic that you don't have the yaw in your pedals and the stick. Also, it comes with 3 rockers. They're 2-way rockers, so there's a button up and a button down, up, down, up, down. Of course, all this is fully customizable on how you want to program it. Moving on to the throttle. It's a great throttle. It's very smooth. Mine is well used, and it's still just smooth as butter. So whatever the mechanism is that they use in there, I don't have any play. It's accurate. It still reads well on the computer. I just can't speak highly enough. I've gone through a lot of flight sticks, but I've had a lot of luck with Saitek over the years. I have a big collection of their old sticks, so I've amassed over the years of playing flight sim. And anyways, guys, as far as the adjustment here, if you feel like this is a little too slick for you or you want a little more control, there's a full tension adjustment on the throttle. So if you want a little more resistance on your throttle, you can get that. If you want less, you can get that. Also, the throttle has some detents. There's one there, of course you can't feel, but I'll show you, and then there's one at 75%. So if you would want to make this 0 on this detent and then maybe this reverse thrust, you could. If you're flying a fighter combat sim, you hit the detent here, and then if you go over it from 75% to 100% throw, you would be an afterburner then. So, and you can see that the lights on the stick change from green to red when you go over that other detent. I can see how some people might think that's annoying in FSX. I've used it for years. You don't even notice it after a while. So it's great for combat sims, but it doesn't make the stick bad for FSX or anything else. So as far as the buttons on the throttle, there's a slider here. There's a button here and 2 rotary switches. This is a shift switch to get even more functionality out of the buttons if there isn't enough already for you. This is actually a little hat switch that's graduated. It's kind of hard to explain, but it actually moves the mouse in your flight sim. So if you want to get at something at an MFD and you can't get at your mouse for some reason, you can move your cursor with this and then select with this button. So it gives you mouse functionality in the simulator without having to ruin your immersion and taking your hand off the stick. So that's a really nice touch, guys. There's also a rubber roller here with a button and another 8-way hat switch on the top of the throttle. As far as the screen, guys, it tells you what mode you're in, time, date, and there's a timer function on it. It also can show you some macros and stuff you have programmed in the stick. I frankly don't use it for that. The software is more than competent and way easier to use than trying to go through it on the screen. But the screen, as you can see, is backlit. So anyways, guys, this is a really, really great joystick, and I cannot recommend it enough. It looks really great at night on your desk all lit up. The customizability of it is just amazing. I mean, you can make it do whatever you want. So it's more than capable of handling something as complex as DCS A10. It's great. It's simple enough if you just want to fly FSX stock planes. So as far as the price point, I've spent a lot more on a lot worse controllers, I'll tell you that. I've heard some people say Saitek had cheaped out their stuff. I have not experienced that. This is a couple years old, but I've had really, really, really great luck with their products over the years. I actually have one of their older sticks in my room up on a shelf, actually a few of them. My first joystick was a Microsoft Sidewinder 3D Pro. So anyways, this is a big step up from that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Of course, we'll go on to the final portion here, but this was my first product review here on FSR, so hopefully it was insightful. If you have any questions about this review on this stick, feel free to throw them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them as best as possible, and I will review the software that comes with the stick in a subsequent review. This product easily earns 5 out of 5 wings from Flight Sim Reviews, and is easily worthy of my Top Choice Award. Thanks again. Please thumbs up, please subscribe, and please stay tuned for more Flight Sim Reviews. Thanks again, guys.